Good morning, and I thank each of you for coming. I'm here today to propose solutions to the damaging provisions of the constitutional amendment that was passed yesterday by the people of the great state of Ohio. On November 3rd, 2009, the citizens of Ohio made it clear that they want casinos in this state. During a time of economic duress, companies outside of the state of Ohio gave our citizens only one option, a very bad option, and this constitutional amendment will correct some of those inequities. The proposed constitutional amendment will not change in any way the casino services that our citizens voted for yesterday. It will only provide them with the fairness that they deserve. The constitutional amendment will change the percentage that the state will receive to 60%. Divert one half of the usage to the GRF education budget and the other half to scholarship money based on need to students who matriculate in career schools, private four-year regionally accredited institutions, and community and technical colleges. Career, community, and technical colleges will play a basic role in our 21st century education. We can educate less expensively by encouraging students to attend private institutions. Next, to convert the rulemaking responsibilities to the Lottery Commission. To select the casino managers through a competitive bid process conducted by the Lottery Commission. Suspend the location of the casinos until they can be given further consideration. Except for the 4 locations approved yesterday, the casinos will not be expanded into locations without a vote of the people in the county. I will be open to working with all parties, but I am adamant that only one special group will benefit, and that group will be the people of the great state of Ohio. Thank you, and I'm open for questions.
Mr. Evans, what makes you think that Ohio voters would approve this?
Because it will be of great benefit to them, and it will be a fair deal for them, which they didn't get last night.
They just approved it.
They didn't. Many of them did not know what they were approving, and this is going to give them 60% of the take rather than 1/3 of the take. Don't you think that they would want that deal?
This going to be a bill, or
This will be a constitutional amendment that will go into the legislature, and I'm going to ask the legislature to pass this we would have to have 3/5 of the legislature to do that, and we're going to ask them to do that. And I don't know of a legislator that would vote against this. I wouldn't think they would.
Then it would go to the ballot.
No. The legislature can pass a constitutional amendment with 3/5 of the vote of the legislature.
Is your caucus 100% behind this proposal?
I woke up last night about 1:30 in the morning and was shocked to see this. And so this morning, the first thing I did was to discuss it with Minority Leader Batchelder. I have already talked with the Speaker Butish. I have attempted to talk with the Governor. Of course, time is not permitted, but I tried to call and give him a heads-up approach, and I attempted to call the President of the Senate to let him know what I was going to do.
So you say suspend locations of the casinos until they can be given further consideration. What do you mean by further consideration? Are you talking about bidding or something like that?
Basically, what I mean by this, we're going to have to do a lot of work on this, but basically what I mean by this is we're going to give the legislature a chance to take a look at this rather than a couple billionaires from out of town to make the decision. And I don't know that there will be any changes in this, but at least we're going to put it in the bill right now for further consideration.
So you're saying the legislature with this vote by itself can amend the Constitution?
Yes.
there's nothing in that bill that passed last night. Well, the amendment that passed last night that says they even have to build it. Are you afraid this will?
I'm sorry, I didn't get your question.
There's nothing that says they have to build anywhere. Are you afraid this may prevent them from building? A lack of incentive?
Basically, what we're going to do is take a look at what they proposed and we're going to let the legislature make that decision as to where the casino should go.
What's your biggest concern about what was passed? What's in issue 3?
The fact that only a third of this goes to the state of Ohio when much more goes to other parts. Also, the fact that the state of Ohio has no means of control over this, that it'll be controlled by a couple billionaires from outside the state. Those are the two major factors. And all of the other things that I have talked about here, I want them to be, those decisions to be made locally rather than by a few people from outside the state.
For those people who would say the idea might be good, but if you wanted to do it, the legislature should have done this long ago, not wait until the voters reach the.
Well, I think that this is something that needs to be done by the people. And in the past, of course, they have expressed, have not approved of gambling in this state. They have now, and so therefore I think that we need to work on this bill and give them a fair deal on it. But I don't criticize any of the legislature for not getting involved in this in the past, because the voters have not given approval to this.
Are you afraid of the lobbying effort the gambling people put on this?
No. As I said before, as far as special interest groups, the only special interest group that I'm concerned about are the people of the state of Ohio. I had to sit down and work with Speaker Buttigieg and anyone else, the governor, and anyone else to try to move this as quickly as possible.